The town of Millbrook was always quiet. But on the morning of October 3rd, it became something far more than quiet. It became completely empty. Detective Sarah Cole arrived at 7 in the morning. She stepped out of her car and looked around. There were no people on the streets. There were no sounds coming from the houses. There were no children walking to school. There were no shopkeepers opening their stores. There was nothing. Just silence. Sarah had received a call late at night from a truck driver named Tom. Tom had been passing through Millbrook when he noticed something strange. Every single light in every single house was turned on. But no one was outside. He knocked on 3 doors. No one answered. He looked through a window. He saw a dining table with hot food still on it. But no family was sitting there. Sarah walked slowly down the main street. She counted the houses. 42 homes. 1 school. 1 post office. 1 small grocery store. The population of Millbrook was 231 people. And right now, not one of them was here. She pushed open the door of the first house on the left. The door was not locked. Inside, she found a half-eaten breakfast on the kitchen table. A cup of coffee was still warm. A newspaper was open on the floor. A child's school bag was sitting near the front door. Everything looked normal, except the people were gone. Sarah called her partner, Detective James. He arrived within 30 minutes. "What do we have?" James asked, looking around with wide eyes. 231 missing people, Sarah said quietly. All at once. No signs of struggle. No signs of panic. No broken windows. No broken doors. Just gone. James walked into the grocery store. The shelves were full of food. The cash register was open. There was money still sitting inside. "Nobody robbed this place," he said. "They just left, or something took them." Sarah did not like those words, but she could not disagree. They checked the school next. Inside the classrooms, everything was perfectly in order. Chairs were pushed in. Books were placed neatly on the desks. The whiteboard still had a math problem written on it, but no teacher had finished solving it. The chalk was lying on the floor below the board, as if the teacher had simply dropped it and walked away mid-lesson. "This is not a crime," James said. "At least not the kind we usually see." "Then what is it?" Sarah asked. He did not answer, because he did not know. Sarah went to the post office. She found the last batch of mail that had been sorted. The date on the letters was October 2nd, the day before she arrived. So the people of Millbrook had been living normal lives as recently as yesterday afternoon. And then, sometime between the evening of October 2nd and the morning of October 3rd, they all disappeared. She called the National Missing Persons Department. She asked for help. More officers arrived by noon. They searched every house, every building, every basement, every attic, every garden. They found nothing unusual. No blood. No signs of fire. No chemicals in the air. No unusual marks on the ground. The town was simply empty. Later that evening, one of the younger officers found something near the edge of town. It was a dirt road that led into the forest behind Millbrook. Along this road, there were footprints. Hundreds of footprints, all of them pointing into the forest, none of them pointing back out. Sarah followed the trail with a flashlight. The footprints went deep into the trees. After about 2 kilometers, they stopped. Just stopped. In the middle of the forest. On soft ground where footprints should have continued, there was nothing. The ground was untouched, as if 231 people had simply walked to that spot and then vanished into the air. Sarah stood there in the dark forest for a long time. The only sound was the wind moving through the trees. She looked up at the night sky through the leaves. It was very clear that night, full of stars. She thought about one strange detail she had noticed earlier. In every house in Millbrook, all the clocks had stopped. Not 1 clock, not 2. Every single clock in every single home had stopped at the exact same time. 11:47 at night, on October 2nd. She thought about the food still warm on the tables. She thought about the chalk dropped mid-lesson. She thought about the money left in the open register. These were not the actions of people who were afraid. These were not the actions of people who were running. These were the actions of people who simply stopped everything they were doing at exactly the same moment and walked into the forest together. But why? The investigation continued for many months. Experts came from different countries. Scientists tested the soil, the air, and the water. Psychologists tried to explain what could make an entire community behave this way. Nobody found a clear answer. The town of Millbrook was eventually closed off. A simple metal sign was placed at the entrance of the town road. It read, "Do not enter. Active investigation." To this day, the 231 people of Millbrook have never been found. No bodies were ever discovered. No one ever came back. No letters were ever sent. No phone calls were ever made. The case file of Millbrook remains open, somewhere in a government office, in a thick brown folder. The name of the town is written in red ink, and next to it, in capital letters, is a single word: unsolved. And that is the end of today's story. Thank you for listening with CM Institute. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. We will see you in the next lesson.